Good evening, and I'd like to thank James at Elite Hunters for the inspiration for this video for my rendition of the 500 Home Run Club. I'm going to be going in reverse order of when they became members of the 500 Home Run Club, starting with Miguel Cabrera at number 28 and ending with Babe Ruth at number 1. So to start with, I have a honorable mention, and that is Josh Gibson from the Negro Leagues, and this is his 1993 Ted Williams Negro League subset version. And if you take a look at the back, it mentions that Gibson was a great hitter. He may have hit 950 home runs. He may have hit more. And that says something right there. And I do have a newspaper clipping kind of tie in with my connection to Josh Gibson. The thin thread that there is, but he did play in my hometown baseball stadium. And it's the same stadium that I played Little League, Babe Ruth, watched a lot of baseball, watched a lot of softball. And the left field wall, or fence, is right along a riverbank. And some people measured it. They said it was about 289 feet over the fence. So here's what the newspaper article had to say. Apparently Josh, called by some the greatest catcher in the game, caught Page on at least one of his North Dakota trips. This catcher was usually good for at least 2 home runs every game, writes the person that saw this in person from the telephone company. One time in Nitchie, that's my hometown, he stepped to the plate, turned and said, "I will now endeavor to hit this out of the park." Sure enough, it went over the river. And the river is at least 100 feet wide. So it's very probable that was over a 389-foot home run. Just joking around with the barnstorming team that he was playing against. The next player is number 28 on the 500 Home Run Club, Miguel Cabrera. And he entered the Home Run Club in August of 2021. He's sitting at 507 home runs. We'll see whether he comes back next year or not. But my biggest memory was of him was at the game 163 in 2009. Tigers played the Twins. Probably the most exciting baseball regular season game in history. People are standing in the crowd from the 6th inning on, and Miguel did hit home run number 34 in that game. But the Twins won in the 12th inning on a walk-off single, scoring Carlos Gomez from second. Number 27 on the list, David Ortiz. He entered the 500 Home Run Club in 2015 and finished with 541 home runs, and was just recently elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Number 26, someone that's been in the news recently, Albert Pujols joined the 700 Home Run Club this year. He did join the 500 Home Run Club in 2014 and is sitting at 703 home runs. Number 25, is Gary Sheffield, and he's hit his in 2009, and he's sitting at 509 home runs. Number 24 on the list entered the Home Run Club in 2008, 500 Home Run Club, and he finished with 555 home runs. He's very controversial player, but Manny was always being Manny. Number 23 was Jim Thome, very popular with his stint in Minnesota. He joined the club in 2007 along with two other players, and he was the last one to hit 500 home runs that season, and he's sitting at 612 home runs for his career. That another of the 2007 500 home run club inductees or entrants is A-Rod. A-Rod joined the club in August of 2007 and is at 696 home runs for his career. And I do have these ticket stubs from a game at Yankee Stadium. I went and watched at the old stadium in 2004. A-Rod and Gary Sheffield were both playing in that game, although they did not hit any home runs. It was a great experience to go to Yankee Stadium, though. Next is the first of the 2007 500 home run club members, the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas. And he is at a career total of 521 home runs. He's always a great player, great role model for the kids. Thank you. And it comes, now we're going to hit the top 20, the first 20. And we'll start with Ken Griffey Jr. And this is a jumbo copy of his 1991 Upper Deck card. If he hadn't been injured so much later in his career, he probably would have been pushing the 700 home run club. There's the back of the card. Number 19 joined the 500 home run club in 2003, Rafael Palmeiro. This is his 1989 Topps Traded card. And he's sitting at a total of 569 home runs. Number 18, Sammy Sosa. Unfortunately for him, my best memory is watching him play in front of Harry Carey. And Harry had the corniest joke. He'd always say, "ASOS." That's Sosa spelled backwards. And every time he said it, I'd roll my eyes. Here we're talking the big bopper here. This is a 2001 member, Barry Bonds, who has the highest total at this time, 762 home runs. This is a jumbo card, and it's numbered out of 10,000. Next on the list, 1999, Mark McGwire, Topps Gallery card. Him and Sammy Sosa, and to some extent Sam and Ken Griffey Jr. set the home run derby on fire in 1998. Griffey with 56, which was he was pretty much keeping track until the beginning of August, or keeping up with the other two guys. Next card is number 15, Eddie Murray, 1996 entry. Finished his career with 504 home runs. And I was blessed to see him at one game against the Twins. He hit 2 of those 500 home runs into the upper deck and right field. They were actual big bombs. And here's his All-Star game ticket that he played in 1985 at the Metrodome. Next up, number 14, Mike Schmidt, joined the 500 home run club in 1987. This is his Topps mini card from 1975. It's early in his career, third-year card. And you can tell it's a mini card just by the size is a little bit smaller than the actual baseball cards. And this is your sneak preview at the next one. But and here's a ticket stub from the 1983 All-Star Game, which Mike Schmidt was a member of the team, along with Eddie Murray, and I believe Reggie was on the team but didn't play, which just leads us to 1975 O-Pee-Chee, Reggie Jackson. He's number 18 on the list, or sorry, 13 on the list. Joined in 1984, finished with 563 home runs. And this is his 1985 O-Pee-Chee. You can tell on the back, printed in Canada, bilingual, English and French. And this was a ticket from the first game that I saw Reggie play, 1979, Milwaukee County Stadium. He didn't hit any home runs, but he only struck out once. And he did get an RBI in that game. It was a night game and it was pretty awesome, Milwaukee's County Stadium. Next on the list, number 12, Willie McCovey. He joined the 500 home run club in 1978, and this is his O-Pee-Chee decal edge from 1969. Blank back. Topps version has player name and position and number on the back. O-Pee-Chee is blank. Next one up is Frank Robinson, number 11. This is a reprint of his rookie from the East Coast National Show that Glory Rothstein put on from 1991, Compliments of the Topps Chewing Company. Frank was always fun to watch with the Orioles. And this is also a ticket stub from the year that Frank won a World Series ring with the Baltimore Orioles, beating the Cincinnati Reds and the young, at the time, Big Red Machine in the new Riverfront Stadium. Next up, we're at the first 10 original members. Here's Harmon Killebrew. He joined the club in 1971, and it's the same year Frank Robinson joined it. Harmon did it in August, Frank did it in September. Harmon finished with 573 home runs. This is his 1965 Topps trade block, or not Topps, it's 1965 trade block. That was a game that you could buy at the stadium. The game board is pretty awesome. It has all the cards laid out and comes with some dice and some player pegs and different game pieces. These are blank back. Another item I have for Harmon Killebrew is this 500 home run mug. They didn't put a date on it. They just put a generic 500th home run, 1971, and they put all his milestone home runs on it, because it seemed like it was taking forever to get to his 500th home run. When we finally did, he hit 2 that night, 500 and 501. And here's the 500 home run club on the date that Harmon hit his 500th. Next, that Harmon was number 10, so now we're in the top 10. Here's Ernie Banks. It's one of my favorite modern cards. Goodwin Champions with the black borders. Ernie kind of looks like an umpire there. That's the back of the card. They were produced by Upper Deck. And here's another Ernie Banks item. This is a softball size wiffle ball by Transagram. Zippy. And there's Ernie on there with some more sluggers from the era. Ernie joined the Home Run Club in 1970. Finished his career with 512 home runs. 1968. That's when Hank Aaron joined the 500 Home Run Club. He finished with 755 home runs. He's the 8th member. This is a 1963 exhibit stat pack. The 63 stat packs had red stats. 62 had red and black. And we come up with one of the two 1967 members. This is Hank Aaron's teammate, Eddie Matthews, and this is 1947 through 66 exhibit card. And if you notice, his name is spelled wrong with 2 T's. I am working on this set, and I do have both versions, but I thought it'd be kind of unique to show the error version. It brings us to number 6, Mickey Mantle. He was the other 1967 member with Eddie Matthews. And Mickey finished his career with 536 home runs. And this is a 1967 O-Pee-Chee graded by the Canadian Grading Service. There's no French on here. It just says printed in Canada on the bottom. I do like those peachy cards, as you can tell. And here's a 1958 World Series ticket stub. 3 of the 500 Home Run Club members played in this series. Mickey Mantle, and then teammates Hank Aaron and Eddie Matthews. The Yankees got revenge for the 1957 World Series and won the 1958 World Series. The Braves had won the 1957 series. Here's one other Mickey Mantle item. Yes, it's a Denny McLain signed baseball. And there's 17 inscriptions on there. And one of them was Mickey Mantle inscription. Denny goes on to say, I gave Mickey Mantle home run 535 on 9/19/68. Year he won 31 games. It was a 480-foot home run. He was his hero, my icon. And if you don't agree, you can go to happy hell. That's in Denny's words. So this takes us to number 5 on the list. Here's 1964 Topps Giant Willie Mays. My best memory of Willie was I was watching Game of the Week on Saturday afternoon, and whoever the Giants were playing, the batter hit a ball all the way out to the chain link fence in Candlestick Park, and Willie and Bobby Bonds collided on the fence, and Willie lay there on his back, and he made the catch. It was pretty awesome for a young guy watching Willie. And here's what the back looks like. And Willie did start out, or did play for the local Minneapolis Millers for 30-some games. And he did hit 660 home runs for his career. Next up is a splendid splinter. Number 4 on the list. He joined in 1960. Finished with 521 home runs. And this is from the 1939 through 46 exhibit salutation set. That's the ones with the like Sincerely Yours and Sincerely Best Wishes. There's a group of cards, and that might be my next set to complete. I've got a few cards from that. And a lot of people don't realize that Ted is part Hispanic. His mother was half Mexican, I believe. So he was the first Hispanic member of the 500 Home Run Club. Now it brings us number 3, Mel Ott. He's also in that 39 through 1946 exhibit set. The salutations on him. Sincerely yours, Mel Ott. And a lot of these say printed in USA on them. Brings us to number 2 on the list. Double X, Jimmy Fox. That's another one of the 1939 through 46 exhibit cards. And Jimmy was the first one since Babe Ruth to get on the 500 Home Run Club, and he was a great athlete. If you compare his early years with Mike Trout's career, you can see that Jimmy kind of is right up there ahead of Mike Trout in his career. And Trout is a great player. It's just that Jimmy was also great. And of course, everyone knows number 1, the first charter member of the 500 Home Run Club, Babe Ruth, Sultan of Swing, the Bambino. He joined the club, or started the club in 1929. Finished with 714 home runs. And there's millions and millions of stories, it seems like, written about Babe's career. And this is a Stadium Souvenir Shops Yankee Stadium postcard, unused. And according to what I've been able to research, they were printed in the late 50s and through the 60s and sold at the souvenir shops by Yankee Stadium. And we'll go back to this softball, and on the back side, there's 3 of the 500 Home Run Club members: Willie Mays, Harmon Killebrew, and Frank Robinson, along with the first person to break a Babe Ruth record was Roger Maris, breaking the 60 home run record in a season. And this is the same package that has Ernie Banks on the back. Also, I have a couple pennants I showed in an earlier video from 1965 All-Star Game in Minnesota. And this has 2 of the members, Mickey Mantle and Harmon Killebrew. Harmon hit a home run in this game. Mickey, I don't believe, played due to injury. That looks like a pretty good group of players, but then you look at the National League. You got 4 members of the 500 Home Run Club: Ernie Banks, Willie Mays, Frank Robinson, and Hank Aaron. It's no wonder the National League won so many All-Star games. Look at that lineup with those guys. And I'd like to thank you all for viewing. I'd like to thank James for giving me the incentive to do this video. And everybody, I hope you have a good night. And thank you very much for watching.